Yeah. Look out your window. Knicks fans is on your block. Y'all know the Knicks run the city. Pull them shades back. Look out your window. Look down there on the block. That's Knicks fans right there. It's about that time. It's about that time of the week where you get ready for your work week with a man that is so smooth he does not require a chaser. Your main man, the real, still the real Anthony D. And your main man, Jersey's finest, the hood representative, Uncle Freezy.
I'm just peeping out my window. Hi guys, how y'all doing today? Just holding it down for a bit till AD gets here. I know you guys normally ain't expecting me, but Cowboy Bob here in a minute. Just want to kind of talk to you guys about a few things going on. You guys got some questions, put it in the chat, and good morning. Thank you for being here with us. We're going to talk good Knick talk, basketball. There's a lot of things that we could talk about, but I kind of want to recap what happened. But I wanted to do it with AD this morning. Thank you that Uncle Freezy allowed me to do it. So basically, I'm going to wait some of my questions for him. But for me, as far as Mikal Bridges, I think it was a good deal. I'm not going to get full in detail with it until AD or comes back because I think that there's more to it than I think. And these guys can give me a deeper insight. But with the draft, I'm actually proud with. Glad we did what we did. We got 4 players. I'm not saying they're going to be NBA stars or anything like that, but I'm just glad we have something to look forward to, and we actually can start watching Summer League. And then other things like that, free agency, how I feel as a fan, I kind of want to have that conversation with you guys. But real talk, though, it's like when we had the Mikal Bridges trade, to me, it's kind of funny. It was like I've been playing lottery for the last 20 years, putting $1 down a week. I spent like $11,000 on winning lottery tickets for the last 20 years. And then it's funny, I finally get a winning ticket, and everybody's like, "Yo, you won $5,000. You won $5,000." As in the ticket being Mikal Bridges. And I'm like, I don't believe y'all. And everybody's telling me what to do, what we can do with the money and this and that. I'm like, but it's not a winning ticket. Because to me, it didn't seem real that we would get him at that value. 6 future draft picks for a guy who, in height, defensive wing, can give you 20 points. He can give you a good, about, let's say, 5 or 6 rebounds, and he can give you about 4 assists. That's perfect. That's way better than what Dante, I hate to say it, but Dante, lack of height. Think about it. You get a guy who would give you the defensive end, 20 points, more points than what Dante was contributing. So that to me is an upgrade to where it wasn't we broke the bank for it. Those are the trades and deals that I was talking about that I like. I didn't see him with Mikal Bridges because he was with the Nets. But now I sit back days after the trade, I'm like, I could see it working. Because you have him on the defensive end and you really think about it. Randall stays with us. You have the top 2 defenders, OG, Bridges. And then your secondary defender is Randall. And then we didn't even hit the center yet. And then you think about it it helps out Brunson on defense. It helps out Brunson to where he could even have a role of sneaking around and being like a Jose Alvarado, where he comes around and does a little trap defense, get a steal, or create a turnover. And it also gives us height as well, because when Brunson is getting switched out, we have the height that we need, and they won't switch as much. They'll try to put more on Brunson, but he'll still have the back-end help of either OG or Randall. So, or even Mikal. So for me, it's I think it's a work in progress. It's a lot of things you can do with that. Also, the 20 points with the defense, him and OG creating off of each other. I think they're not going to request the ball as much, but they'll help out with a lot on the defensive end. Also, Mikal can, like I said, he can pass with Randall coming back. That's also another thing. He also was a facilitator as well. So Now you have three guys in Brunson, Randall, and Macau who's giving you 20. That's 60 points. And then you can get another 20 points from your center and OG. That's 80 points. Then from your bench, you got on your bench, you have Dante DiVincenzo, McBride, Josh Hart, and then you even look at that, like those guys right there, they could give you 30 points. And then right there, you're good. Because now with your defense mixed with what you're creating on offense, that's like 120 you're giving on the league, and the maximum was 125 last season. So now you sit back and think, we're right there. Our defense would be like the way Indianapolis plays offense is the way our defense would be. Fast paced transition, creating offense. And it's going to be a multitude of guys at different times getting hot. So for that is a good thing. Plus, I feel like we learned some things from other teams like Boston having the front end and the back end with solid players that prove themselves. Think about it. Dante off the bench, that's that's beautiful. More opportunities, more open shots for him, more second because he's playing against a secondary team. So he's going to take advantage after what he did this year. Josh Hart would be more solidified into focusing on rebounding and hitting down his open threes as opposed to passing. So you now open up the offense, and it even gives McBride, Tyler Kolek, like it gives them two guys to figure out what they need to do. So I'm not saying Kolek's going to play this year, but that's later down the road. But you allow those guys to figure it out. And then you could even switch it up with Bridges. You have a lot of setups you can do. Outside of the center position, I think that we need to work on the power forward. Like, either we're going to run small or we're gonna actually just try to find a backup. But like I said, I'm still waiting for AD. I didn't want to get too much in depth with it, but if you guys got any questions, let me know in the chat. But yeah, we could talk about well, I kind of went over lightly over Bridges draft. We could go over free agency if you guys like. For me, free agency is going to be very tricky because you can find guys that can give you rim protection for cheap, but I don't know what this front office is doing because they've been making a lot of good moves. And it's very hard to tell with this whole new system that they have. They're doing it so much to it, they're trying to get ahead, so I gotta give them credit and let it rest. I do think we need to find out our center and find a way to find someone that could give us something at the power forward position. Either find someone to replace Sims or I'm sorry, we gotta at least try him at the four. Like, try something, but we have to find out center first and then figure out that with the free agency. But for me, I don't want to get rid of Mitchell Robinson. I want him to rest up and let him stay here because him on the second team help out the defense, especially because most of the guys on the second team are shorter. So I would rather have him coming off the bench, and he's already been here, and he wouldn't have to do as much. Hartenstein, I love him, but I think he's worth at least 19.5 mil. Um, that being said, him being 19.5 mil, that's more than we can pay him. I wouldn't mind him testing the market and we getting a guy who is cheap with the 5.3 million I think we have left if we don't sign him. We can get a guy like Andre Drummond that everyone talks about for 4.4 mil. And we could even go after a guy I keep saying Gogo Badaza. He's a 1.4 mil. So you get those two guys and basically sign one to a 1 year contract or a 2 year contract, sign the other 2 years, and then have Mitchell Robinson arrest him till mid-season, and then you could trade either Goga or Drummond when Mitchell Robinson's healthy. But you have later value for that, and that still will keep you under the $6 million that you have. So I just think that that'll be cool because it'll be like 5.8 mil for those two guys. And with that being said, you can rest Mitchell Robinson, keep it under the cap, but don't rush him back, and then use him later down for the playoffs where he's more valuable. um, but that's why I say like I like Hartenstein. I wish we could pay him, but I don't know. That's just one of my schemes. I feel that we worry on our rebounding and consistently stay on that with our second chance opportunities. We're good. But a guy like Drummond, who is a vet, can rebound really well, would be perfect for us. He won't be asking for the ball, and he'll be more aggressive going to the line than Mitchell Robinson would be or anybody else. But all right, so I heard someone say, "What do you guys think of Larry? If we plan to go deep in the playoffs, we will need a vet guard." Okay, when it comes to guards right now, Marlon, I'm just gonna say no because I think we're guard heavy. I think that the fact of the matter is we're still weak on the rebounding end. Like I said, center and power forward are the two premier concerns. If you're looking at facilitating, when the rotation of adding Mikal Bridges, I think that helped out a lot, and Randall coming back. So we're really not that keen on a guard setup, and we can run different setups. Because remember, Randall brings the ball up too, so we could do it that way. We don't really genuinely need a vet guard as much now as we did before. So for me, I don't like Larry, but I'm not gonna say no to it if it helps the team. Just for me, I don't see it. Okay. Alawa said Drummond been trying to come in for years. After all this time, I don't see us grabbing him. Very low IQ. Well, good point, Alawa. I appreciate the contribution. But for me, it's like, are we really, even with the low IQ, all we're asking you to do is stay on the boards and do putbacks? I think that Drummond, given what he was doing in Chicago and getting 20 rebounds in the game and doing what he did, I think he can come and do half of that for us and we'll be good because of who we have in our court. With Bridges' defense, with OG's defense, with how we're going to be set up, and Randall, it's going to be very different. So his workload ain't going to be high IQ. He needs to pass, pick and roll, and all of that. No, just stay down low, basic basketball for him. So sign him to a 1 year deal. Like I said, you're only really keeping him there to solidify until Mitchell Robinson comes back because the plan for me would be to have Mitchell Robinson in the playoffs with Drummond to where now, what are you going to do? You got two physical guys that are going to shut down, Embiid. Or when we go against the Bucks and then they're trying to do the Giannis. Now we got two guys that go on at Giannis. Well, I'm not saying they're going to stop him, but it's enough of a force to slow down Giannis. And now we can take advantage of that. And we still getting rebounds. Yeah. That's why I said Drummond to me, his value is at the rebounding. Doesn't matter about the passing or anything like that. Him being aggressive on the boards, going back to the free throw line. That's another thing. If he's aggressive on the boards and doing putbacks, he's going to the line. Their team is now going to be hurting through fouls because now they got to sub someone else out. You bring in a weaker defender, or you subbing a weaker guy. Now the team is going to start eating, not just off of his production. It's just because that position is weaker now. So for me, it's like all you need Drummond to do is rebound. Sorry, I'm just reading something in the chat. Fred Stanford. Oh man, that's a classic. You big dummy. Salute King Ribby Gibson. You said I like the development of Deuce, but I don't know if he can successfully run the point. Well, I think that Deuce's improvement this season was good in the offensive realm, but he also gave up on defense, so he's still figuring that out. Once he figures out what is more important to him, creating doing the balance of defense and offense, I think we will find out if he is good at the point. But he's still a work in progress because I think that he's learning something. It's like if you look at Herb Jones 2 years ago, most people are like, oh, Herb Jones is a great player. But then this year, like, wow, his offense stepped up. All of this, like, he had time to develop. So for me, it's like you kind of got to give him a chance because his defense was good last year. But now we kind of got to see that transition. He had struggles this season. What is he going to do to adjust now? Then after this season, we can make that adjustment. Take my home to Betsy. Okay, Mitch IQ is lower than Drummond. Mitch can pick up 3 fouls in 3 minutes. I like that. True fact. Like I said, it's all true facts. But the thing is the physicality. I'm using Mitchell Robinson to attack a guy like Embiid in the playoffs. I'm using Draymond, like I'm using these guys. I'm thinking not just throughout the season. I'm thinking down the road. Because if we had Mitchell Robinson down the road, I don't think that we would have had problems this year. Instead of him trying to come back and forth, if he just rested up and waited till the playoffs. So for me, adding Drummond would be two guys that have the similar IQ, so to speak, or low IQs. But if you're in the NBA, I think as a big, if you can't rebound, you shouldn't be here. So Drummond has shown he can after last season. Let's give it a shot. And it doesn't have to be him. It could be somebody else. But I just don't think that our heart staying here is a good thing for us. Because thus far we've been playing it close to the chest. Like right now, given all the moves we've had, we're kind of like still hogtied somewhat by the center position. Because if we weren't, we would have already figured out what we're gonna do at center. So for me, it's like we did well and like everything around the main areas. So it's like the main course is still being prepped, but the sides, the potatoes, the rice, all that other stuff is perfect. And I kind of like it, but we kind of need to work on the main course. Yeah, see, thank you, Alawash. Like that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not just about the fouls and everything. It's about how they can contribute. Because here's the thing: when Mitchell Robinson was playing, I noticed against Embiid, Embiid couldn't do nothing. And everyone's like, oh, he had to grab his ankle. No, Embiid was literally getting locked down. Why? Because Mitchell Robinson's physicality, when he was in his post, was wearing him down. It had nothing else to do with that and the rebound and physicality. Not that Embiid took advantage of him by drawing him out with the three. It's just that constant physicality in the post. He wasn't getting that with Hartenstein. So for me, I want a guy like Drummond on Embiid because first things first, I'm thinking playoffs. Embiid is our first threat at center. He's the best center in the East. So how are we gonna stop him? Find a way to wear him down. Then you look at the next best thing is gonna be we all know Giannis, power forward. How are we gonna stop him down? Same way we tried to do it in Embiid. But that's what I'm saying. Like everybody's gonna say, that's why you took Mitchell out. Why not have two guys that are gonna go back to back to where if Mitchell is out, okay, Draymond, now it's your turn. You see what I'm saying? My job is to get past these guys that I know are gonna be challenges for us in the playoffs. If we prepare for it in the beginning of the season, when we look down the road, it'll be better for us to be ready. That's why I want to do it that way. But like I said, if you guys got any questions, like I said, for the most part, I'm kind of trying to wait for somebody to hop in so we can have a convo. But you guys got any questions? Let me know. Um, I'm gonna just say as a fan, I'm actually happy. I actually feel good. They're giving me something to watch. I'm not saying like, oh, I'm happy like I was when I was a kid in the '90s. No, but it's giving me something to look at and say, okay, this new bargaining agreement or whatever you want to call it, new contract, I'm okay with it because it's something new that we're trying. If you really look at it, we've always done what's the same thing, hurry up and make it work now. But now we're actually trying to incorporate something to where we have a balance here where we can create championships. And I gotta say, I gotta give it a shot. That's the problem. I gotta be the one to relax and wait. So for me, I value the Knicks in doing what they're doing. Everything they've done in the last 2 years, we're gonna go ahead. Kerry Cox salute. I think everything they've done in the last 2 years is good, but I'm actually happy as a fan now. I wouldn't change the front office. I still say Tip should get a 1-1, just an extension, and then we shall see from there. But like I said, the season expectations for me would be everybody come back. I mean, just Randall healthy. Not even like saying OG or if everybody's healthy. Be honest, I'd like to see this team be at like a 53, 54 win team. That would be a really good thing. It'd be a real good thing to see that. And I see us being right where we were, second in the league in the Eastern Conference, going to the EFC against the Bucks because we beat Boston. But yeah, I know this is old school Knicks, and I'm talking mostly about current things that has been going on. But like I said, for me, I'm a younger Knicks fan than most people here in the chat and most people on the show. So for me, it's kind of like the last, let's say, 30 years or so. So anybody, like I said, if you got questions, drop it in the chat, subscribe and like the video. Thank you for rocking with us this morning. It's early in the morning. We're talking about your Knicks. If you guys got anything to say, here's your time, man. But I like the Bridges trade, though. I mean, the acquisition. The only negative, though, is I don't know what's going to happen. It's like, to be honest, I don't know if we're going to move Dante into the second, if we're going to move him to the second team. I don't know if we're going to stick with the height. I don't know. That's just what really kills me. So, as far as team needs and everything, I think we got a really good move. Eh, but see, that's another thing too. Kerry Cox, it's vital to sign iHeart. It may cost us precious, but see, that's the thing. You sign iHeart, now you're locked in an iHeart and Mitchell Robinson, who are both dealing with injuries, and you lose Precious, who you could have used to back up the four, which is what is also a need. So you're basically signing one player to hold on two players going through injuries. I don't think that's smart, but again, like I said, they know more than I do, and you probably know more than I do. But for me, I don't think that's a good business deal. As good as Hartenstein is for us, but like I said, I don't even think we can resign Precious because I think his mid level is like 3.4 mil or something like that. I'm not sure, but I know we can't. We have to give him something like that. So even still, we can lose Precious, but there's still guys out there we can go out and grab. So okay, okay. Great job hosting, my brother. You've been great on the channel these past few months. Shout out to Dre also. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Miss Dickerson. I'm not gonna call you by your first name. My mom would slap me. Mrs. Dickerson. And if it's a Ms. or I apologize, but Mrs. Dickerson, thank you for the contribution. But yeah, Dre, where you at, man? We can use some WWF in here and start wrestling. But even with the moves in the draft, as a matter of fact, speaking with Dre, we were talking about over the draft, and there was some things going on that I was asking Dre, like, what do you think? He's like, honestly, I don't even know. But even with the moving around, there we go. Thank you. I was like, even with the moving around, I think that we still got the guys we wanted. I was surprised we got Collins Jr., and I was also surprised we got Tyler Colin. So I'm thankful that they did something positive because Junior can play defense. He was a defensive player, so I like what they did. What's up, Punk?
Hey, boss.
How you doing?
Man, hey, as I was getting ready to jump on, man, I found myself just watching the show too. Like I was just legit, just like watching the show, man. Hey, great job, man.
I wanted to get more depth, but I wanted dialect because I like it. I could tell
Man,
you.
now do your thing, man. We here, we fans, man. Do your
Okay,
thing.
cool. So let me ask you about the Bridges trade then, because I thought it's positive because I expressed with the defense. I think it's gonna help us out with that, help us with the ball facilitating, and we don't really need a guard like a vet guard.
I think it's in the room. I'm sorry. Say that one more time.
That's good. No, I was saying adding Bridges, I think was a good move to where we don't need to look for a veteran guard anymore. What do you think?
Oh man, I don't know. I don't know. It's a lot to take in, bro. My feeling is right now is man, I'm so excited about the job that the front office has done that whatever move they do going forward, I'm confident that they'll make the right move. Right. So um I'm not in a place of panic or anything like that. I'm in a place of I really feel like regardless what the outcomes are, I feel like come October we'll be ready.
It's like what was that movie? Oh, that Spike Lee did where they had ice cream on the cake at the end with the pound cake. Crooklyn, I think it was.
Crooklyn.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like, oh, we getting ice cream today. It's like one of those for me. It's like the satisfying moments.
yeah, yeah,
I agree with you on that. I love everything about it, but the amount of things that we're gonna get and gain, I just want to see it all click before I could actually make my assumption because there's still a lot of work to be done. But
right.
I feel like this front office took us from where we were to where we can be happy now. Like I actually think we have a front office that we could be like, yo, we have something here.
Yeah, yeah,
Thank you,
yeah, man.
Leon Rose. Because I'm telling you, I don't know what you did, man, but I think that with the numbers and everything, what he's doing also is setting up a system to where what we have with our talent, I'm not saying we can replace, but he's trying to refine. Like, it's like, hey, you ain't wearing Jordans, but you wearing, Jumpmans. Like, I think that's what he's trying to do. Like, give us a secondary, something like that, to where we're satisfied in our younger team. Salute the real.
Salute to Rel. Rel is in the building. Salute to Rel. We talk Mavs. Man, they traded for Quentin Grimes this week, so they're preparing there for their championship run also.
You serious about the Quentin Grimes?
Yeah, they traded for Quentin Grimes, bro.
Oh,
I think he gonna start for them somewhere.
wow. Damn.
Yeah,
Tim Hardaway Jr. is gone now.
yeah. You don't give up. You don't give up that much stuff unless you're trading for a starter, right?
Yeah, that is true. Look at DeJounte Murray. That's the only trade that I heard that went through. So
Yeah, I think Dallas traded Tim Hardaway Jr. and multiple draft picks for Quentin Grimes, so he got to be a starter, bro.
it's his defense, man. Somebody
Probably.
will figure it out.
And he from Texas. And he from Texas. Yeah, man. So
Hey, man. I guess they're gonna have that southern sauce now with that ham sandwich.
oh
It's
wow.
not a Reuben. It's a
Wow.
Texas sandwich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they got so close. They got so close to Boston. They got so close to winning the championship. They probably just figured that they may be like one or two moves away. And every move you make don't have to be a big one. It can be just like a move in a series. It could be the move that leads to the next move that leads to the. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So
It's a setup.
yeah, yeah.
I like it.
How you feeling, man?
I'm excited. I want to hear some of this free agency talk. Like, I want to see what we're gonna do. I can't wait till the 6th. I'm ready. I already got my phone hooked up and everything. Like, I'm ready for summer league, man. Like, because I don't know. I guess it's like I'm just happy to be happy because after last year, even though we lost in the playoffs, to have 50 wins is like, wow. You know.
Hey, so on old school Knicks, generally we talk a little old school stuff. So how far back does your real Nick watching goes? How far back do you remember being a cognizant Nick fan, like
1990.
understanding roster moves and all that stuff? About what year was that?
1990. Sitting around the table with my family.
90?
Yeah,
Bro,
I
that
was
was
one of the.
34 years ago.
Hey, look, my dad would sit me on his lap and be like, "You see that man? That's Patrick Ewing, him Jamaican, just like us. Be proud." So I would have to watch like tons of Patrick Ewing and be proud. So yeah, that's why I say to me he's my goat. So for me, it started then. Seeing Ewing, a guy who had bad knees, attacking the rim every day, playing day in and day out. I loved every minute of it. But since then,
So who else you remember off that 1990s Knicks roster?
I like Anthony Mason.
Okay.
I liked. I know you're not gonna like him, but I liked Harper. I liked Ron Harper. I don't know what it was about him. Number 11. I don't know what it was. Him. A lot of people like John Starks. I did too, but he had to like grow on me because I was like, he can't do nothing. He's messing us up, and then he do something. I'm like, oops. So he always put my foot in my mouth. So I like John Starks for that. But pretty much, yeah, that's pretty much most of the guys I remember from back then.
Okay. So I'm not gonna lie to you, man. So, my Knicks watching go back to the early '70s, but I wasn't really cognizant of player movement and trades and all that stuff until Clyde Frazier got traded in 1976.
Ooh.
Okay. Yeah, so 1976. I remember Clyde Frazier getting traded in 1976 with Jim Clemens, and I
Mm-hmm.
cried, and I cried like a baby, bro.
Why is that?
Because Clyde Frazier was my favorite player. It'd be it just it'd be it come it, think about in about 4 years when the Knicks trade Jalen Brunson, right? And some Knicks fan somewhere is gonna probably have watched Jalen Brunson for 7 or 8 years, and the day he get traded, they're gonna break down and cry. That's
Okay.
what it's like.
I
Yeah,
wish I seen him play, man. I heard my dad talk about him. It's like I don't know. It's like a mythical story. He's like when he used to come down with the ball, he would just look at you. You just felt fear, but he would smile at you at the same time. I'm like, what are you talking about, Dad? But he would just show me games, and
yeah.
I liked
Clyde
them.
Frazier was a combination of Shea Gilgeous Alexander and Gary Payton. Yeah, that's how good Clyde was.
Oh wow.
Clyde was like the first 6'4" guard that can do all the 6'1". Clyde is legit 6'4", right? And in an era where people used to lie about their height, Clyde was legit 6'4", and he would come down, man, and he would put the clamps on people, bro.
I wish I seen that. Cause like I said, it feels like the gladiator stories, you know. Like
Yeah.
only the wise people know about him. Yes, I know, I know, I know. I said it. Most people don't like Derek Harper for that specific reason.
Right. Yeah, Ron Harper. Yeah, Nick. Yeah, Jerry Fitz. Ron Harper wasn't a Nick.
My fault,
Yeah,
my
we know
fault.
that.
Derek Harper, my fault. Derek Harper,
Yeah,
my fault.
yeah,
I said Ron Harper. My apologies.
yeah, yeah, man. I remember legit, no lie, when I started watching the Knicks, there was this song on the radio called "The Hustle" by Van something. I can't remember Van, whatever his name is, but I remember "The Hustle" used to be on the radio, and this new radio station WBLS used to play it all the time. Right, do the hustle, do, and you used to do the hustle
Hmm.
and the bus stop. Y'all remember? Anybody remember that? Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So, yeah, man. Music was crazy back then. Um, I think when I started really knowing about the Knicks, really understanding the Knicks,
Hmm.
there was a song on the radio called Disco Inferno. Burn, baby, burn. Disco
Just go
Inferno.
inferno.
Out in
Turn
over
them all
town. Dun,
down.
dun, dun. Yeah. The Bee Gees was out. Saturday Night Fever was out. Man, it was a great time to be a Knicks fan, man. Can you just go ahead? You want to be on camera? Come here. Come here. Get over here. Y'all didn't see it, but I almost got jugged in the neck. Y'all didn't see it just now. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. And Kerry Cox, hey, Kerry says Tavares. Yeah, you remember a penny for your thoughts? How'd it go? It go. A penny for your thoughts, a nickel for your kiss, a
A dime if you tell
dime
me
if
you
you
love
tell
me.
me that you love me.
Oh
Yeah,
wow. Dang it, Juan. Oh man, he stole that.
some Tavares. Yeah, man.
I didn't know he stole that from Tavares.
Yeah, man. Alawan says the hustle on the bus stop and the living room free. Yeah, man. Bim.
And it had to have the fist. If the pick did not have the fist and the peace sign, you knew it was fake.
Yeah, say it loud. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Kerry Cox says those was his days. Yeah, man. I was in elementary school when I think I may have been in sixth grade. I think I was a sixth grader. So let me see. Or was I in? Yeah, I may have been. Let me see. when Clyde got traded, I think I might have been. When did Clyde get traded? I think I might have been like 8 years old. So I may have been 8. So I may have been like a third or fourth grade. I can't remember. Anyway, when all I remember is the day Clyde got traded, man. I cried, bro. I cried at school. Cowboy Bob, we used to do this thing called clap erasers, right? Like there used to be a big green board in the classroom. They used to write on the board with this thing called chalk, right? And they'll ask somebody to come up and erase the board or whatever. And I was like, man, Mr. Williams, I ain't erasing no, but look at me, ain't I fresh? And you're like, yeah, Uncle Freezy, you dressed fresh today. He's like, but I need for you to erase the board. Man, I can't get that chalk dust on these clothes. The girls at recess gonna laugh at me, right? He's like, and Mr. Williams, this is what, and I know this is not true. It just seemed like that in my mind, right? But this may not be true, right? But it seemed like Mr. Williams used to smoke in the classroom around us. Like this is when everybody used to smoke, right? When there was no indoors and outdoors smoking and all that stuff. And man, the man said, Uncle Freezy, hey, get your ass over there. And then I erased that damn chalkboard. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? This is when teachers could cuss at kids, everybody. So, but anyway, I remember going outside. Right? Because I heard them arguing, and Mr. Williams and all of them arguing. And I went outside. I was like, "Hey, Mr. Williams, what's the matter? Why y'all mad?" And he was like, "Get back in the classroom, little kid." And he called me little kid, right? And I was like, well, how he call me little kid? I'm Uncle Freezy. I've been in here. I've been knowing this man for like a year and a half, right? Because I think I was like maybe a second grader, and we used to see him and go to his class. And then in third grade, I wound up having him as my teacher. Mm-hmm. And he's like, "Hey, little kid, get back in the classroom." And then I forget his name. I forget the other teacher name. I'm gonna call him Smith, right? Because back in the 70s, everybody had two teachers named Mr. or Miss Smith, right? So Mr. Smith look at him, he like, "Man, you out here bothering us. Don't you know Clyde Frazier just got traded?" And when he said that, Cowboy Bob, it was like a wave came over me. I got hot all of a sudden, and I got dizzy, and I bust out crying, bro. And I'm talking about big, passionate little kid tears, right? I mean, big, passionate little kid tears. I ran in the classroom and I put my head down on the desk. This is like when we were back in the day when we used to have wood desks or whatever. Yeah, with the seat that scooch up or whatever. I put my head down on the desk. I was just crying, just crying, right? And this girl I used to like, right? I forget her name. I'm gonna just call her D. She's a little cutie pie. She used to act like she didn't like me, but I know she did. Right? When I came in there and I was crying, and I can feel her put her hand in my natural, right? I used to have a natural. It used to be like this, bro. I used to look like a microphone, like a little skinny thing with a big old natural, right? Mm-hmm. Put her hand in my natural. She's like, "What's wrong, Uncle Freezy?" Kind of like Jenny from Forrest Gump. Mm-hmm. Man, Mr. Williams came back in the classroom. He was mad. I was crying. Mr. Smith walked by the door cussing. "Oh, the Knicks make me sick." And bro, no lie, hand to the man. This is true story, bro. True story. And we talking about, well, who they get? It was a dude named Jim Clemens. And when we heard his name, bro, that's why I hate Jim Clemens to this day. He don't even know I hate him, bro. I hate him because he got traded for Clyde Frazier, because we traded him for Clyde Frazier, bro.
That's funny.
Yeah, and then once we got Jim Clemens, every year we drafted his replacement. We drafted Ray Williams. We drafted Michael Ray Richardson. We was always drafting his replacement, bro.
Dang. I didn't know it was like that. That's like almost a curse of the Bambino. Yeah, man. It's like you traded him away and then what?
Yeah,
that's dope. But when we got, I'm not gonna lie to you. I think the last, like the first time my heart got hurt like that was when I found out Ewing wasn't a Knick anymore. My dad was like, "Yeah," he walked right in the house. I'm chilling, getting ready, doing my homework. He's like, "Well, your boy Ewan ain't no longer a Nick." He just walked right past me, like nothing happened. I was like, "Wait, what?" And I just sat there, and I was like, it felt like he told me like my dog died or something. And I'm like, "What do you mean he not a Nick anymore? He gonna die a Nick?" And then when I went to Sports Center when it first came out, and we saw it on the news, I was like, I don't want to watch basketball no more. My dad was like, "You gotta stay loyal." I was like, "Stay loyal to what?" I was
Yeah,
like, "I watch because of him." Like how many people could say that there's a guy that is from Jamaica, your homeland, playing in the sport, and he's good at it, and he's on the team you like, and you actually guys are doing well, and then you just trade him. So for me, that was like my first heartbreak, and I think I'm still not over it. So
yeah, man. Yeah, man. No doubt. And shout out to Haiti too. Shout out to my motherland's Nigeria, Haiti. Shout out to all the Nigerians. Shout out to all my Haitians out there doing their thing. So, yeah, man. So 2000, man. So if you started watching in 90, you watched
mm-hmm.
all the 90s Knicks, bro.
Mm-hmm. Best moments.
Yeah.
And then the 2000s, I was like, dark day. Those are the dark ages for me.
Yeah.
And then everybody's like, "Oh, you still a Knicks fan?" I'm like, "Yep." And then when we got Melo, everyone I knew, like, because at that time I was in the service, and everybody was talking about like when Melo came into the league, everybody was talking about how he should be a Knick, he should be a Knick. And then when we was getting out the service and he was coming into becoming a Knick, everybody was like, "Yo." Everybody I haven't spoken to in like 2-3 years calling me, "Melo's coming to New York, blah, blah, blah." And I'm sitting there like, okay. And
Okay.
then ever since then, it was like that kind of brought me back to it because like I loved Rasheed Wallace. I loved everything that we tried to do. Even Ed Curry, I liked it, but it just didn't work out.
Yeah.
And we had who was the guy that was the defensive player of the year that we had? Was it Chandler?
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, when we had him, like he even did better than you, and like you won a DOI, like a defensive player of the year. Like, come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
So for me, I liked it because even though we weren't winning, we were still having those players that were showing fight and grit. And then I don't know what happened up until we got Randall. Again, like I said, I have these moments where I just go on a rant and I can't stay focused on the Knicks because we trap ourselves. Like with the contracts after that, with the
Yeah.
Melo guys getting hurt, it was like we couldn't get out of it.
Yeah. Yeah. No doubt. No doubt. No doubt. So you are really looking forward to free agency, right?
Oh heck yeah! Like right now, I want to hear alerts like bling 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 because I didn't even know until you said it that we were going after Caruso before the Mikal Bridges trade.
Bro, if we'd have had Caruso, Mikal Bridges, and OG Ananobi, man, listen.
We ain't losing the game. Like we got that's three premier defenders better than Boston's entire team. And that's better than man. That's why I said like when I heard that I was like, oh, we should have thrown in a draft pick for him then. That's
Yeah.
what I would have did. But man, like I want to hear some good updates. I'm ready for this because for me it's like having Melo, but this time now it's like the front office is on page. Everybody's on board. We got the right players. Everybody's clicking. It's like all cylinders. And kind of to tell you the truth, I don't want none of these guys to fall into that batch of what happened with Melo. I think Melo was a good enough superstar to actually be the one to hold that. Like he's the only one that could be like that. What if? So for me right now, I want everybody to just go out and play well because I don't want them to sit there and say, "Oh, what if Randall won a championship like they do now with Melo? Oh, if Melo won a championship in New York." Nah,
Right. Right.
Melo is the guy that we all say, "Okay, this is where we really messed up. Let's start going this way." And moving forward for free agency, that's what I want to see. And even if we do mid level trade, mid season trades, I just want to make sure we have everything. I'm ready.
Yeah, man. So in these last couple of minutes, man, I just want to say to everybody, thank you for everybody that continues to support the channel. This is the third time we're on today. I'll probably be on later today. I'll probably see if I can wrangle up Cowboy Bob and maybe Dre and some other basketball experts to track the free agency moves,
Mhm.
and then we can um, see where we can go from. Hold on. I'm sorry, y'all.
It's cool.
Yeah,
But hey,
just
keep the faith, guys, man. I know we were like cringing during the draft and we're like, what are we doing? Sometimes, not reacting is the best reaction.
yeah. That was Jay Boogie. Jay Boogie wanted to um, come up for a minute.
God, I love the Knicks.
Yeah, man. So we got a few minutes, man. I'm a exit. You and Jay Boogie, what I'm saying,
Okay.
can do your thing, man, for a few. I'm gonna
Sure.
slide off the stage.
Sure.
There he is, right there, the man right there.
Hey, J Boog, go ahead, man. Good morning, sir. How you doing? I think you're muted, Jay.
Good early afternoon, my brothers. How you doing, man? Shout out to the chat. Bless, health, happiness. Everybody that's around rocking on this, beautiful day of life, man. Happy day of life, man. Happy day for the organization. Happy day for the Knicks fans. Happy day for everybody. Even if you ain't a Knicks fan, it's a happy day for you because I know you're gonna hate a little bit more. What's going on, Cowboy? Where Freezy go? Huh?
Nah, he said he's gonna step off for a minute. I think he had to take care of something. But good morning. How you doing, man?
Man, I'm marvelous, man. I'm talking about Hagler type marvelous, but before he met Ray Leonard, I'm marvelous, man. I'm good, man. I hope everybody else is good, man. I just,
What do you
I,
think about the Mikal Bridges trade? I ain't spoken to you in a while, man. So let's get this. Let's just get like 2-3 minutes of a quick run through. What do you think about the addition of Mikal Bridges?
well, I've been letting people know, everybody thought it was just the four horsemen, but it was seven of them. Let's start with, what I'm saying, Jalen Rick Flair Brunson. And then we got Odie and Arn Anderson. You know who that is? That's OG and
Yeah,
Julius. You know what I'm saying? And then when you get to Mikal, who I want Mikal to be, I want him to be a champion too. So he gonna be Tully Blanchard, you know what I mean? But it was three more of the guys, and one of the guys, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna call Dante. Who I'm gonna call Dante? I'm gonna call him Barry Windham. And then there was another guy. His name was Sting. Who I'm gonna call Sting? I'm gonna call Josh Hart that. There was another guy, but they was unsure if he was going to be on the team because they didn't know what he was going to do. That's Hartenstein. That's Lex Luger. So that's who I got as the four horsemen, but I always know it was seven of them guys, you know what I'm saying? But I'm feeling real good about the team. I love where we at. I'm happy where we at. I love the moves. We appreciate you, Leon Rose. Let's start with Leon Rose, what he's been doing since he's been here upon the New York Knicks, you know what I'm saying? Five straight hitters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me give them to you. Jalen Brunson, off top, off rip. And then he came back with Josh Hart. Then he came back with Dante. Then he came back with OG. Then he came back with Mikal Bridges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in that order. You tell me what's a better small lineup that's 6'7", that under than the New York Knicks that can dance with that five right there. That's how good. You better not go small ball because to go small ball and score a small ball, you got to be able to play defense with that small ball. So we got three dudes that can play defense. Really four guys. You know what I'm saying? Dante played D. Josh played D. And then you got OG and you got Mikal. I really love this situation where we at far as where we stand far as the organization. And tell Boston, I'm on your ass like back pockets. And you know what I'm saying? True religion and monkey jeans. You know what I'm saying? We right behind you. Get ready to catch up on to what you got to go. Everybody know what happened last year. We know about the injuries and all that, but we ain't going to use that for excuses right now today because the day is a whole new day, man. We make a judgment day and we coming around, about to handle our business with everybody. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about what Philly may do about Paul George. I don't care about no other team or what's going on. It's a New York Knicks thing. We on the way. I love some of our draft picks. Some of them was kind of if, but then I understood the situation. You're trying to, accumulate more money and everything. But I love that dude. Soon as he got drafted, immediately 5 minutes after they draft Cole, I tapped on the freezer and said, we just got TJ McConnell. So I want everybody to know I named him, I called him the little TJ McConnell with the jump shot. I love that guy right there, his game right there. He's going to add, and it gives us a ball handler who can distribute, you know what I'm saying? And he can make his own shot. I love that situation, man. You know, what's going on with the Knicks? Hope everybody else is happy with the Knicks, you know what I'm saying? But one thing about Hartenstein, I love and appreciate you. Thank you, Hartenstein, for everything that you've done. If you decide to go somewhere else, I can't be mad about you going to get your money. You know what I'm saying? 90 million, 100 million, you know what I'm saying? No, you wasn't not going to get that here. But I can't say you deserve to have that type money being offered to you from other situations. So I'm going to salute you, King, if you decide to go somewhere else, you know what I'm saying? But I know you built yourself a fan base. You built yourself a culture right here in New York. But I don't want to stop you up from getting your own money. I don't know what your plan is. You got a future as far as your family. You need to make way for your family. So when they come along, your kids, they're situated. I respect that, you know what I'm saying? If you happen to go get your money, you know what I'm saying? Because he's never been in a money situation like he's ever been in his life. And you never know what may happen when does it come around again anytime? We don't know. So take advantage. Don't be like Nerlens Noel when he was arguing with Rich Paul about not him getting that contract that was like 60-something million, told him not to take it. Something else was going to come about, and it never came about, you know, throughout his career. That hindered his game plan from losing out on that type money. So I say to any and everybody, when that money's in your face and you earned it and you deserve that money, you know what I'm saying? Don't make it so hard of a situation to turn your back on it because it's going to solidify you. It's going to solidify your loved ones that come after you. So if Einstein moves on, thank you for the time being that you gave here. I believe in Leon. He's going to make something else happen like he's always made something else happen. You know what I'm saying? So appreciate you for being here. If you decide to move on, you know, and go somewhere else, but just know you got to start all over. Just know your role might not be the same as your role was here. Just know you're going to have to make sure that you deliver to those new fans that you have, and more money and more pressure is going to be up on you. I don't want to put pressure on you. I love and appreciate everything you do. I know and understand when it comes to money, because it was after a game one time, I said, Einstein, yo, let me get your jersey. I just turned 55 myself, you know what I'm saying? And you wear number 55. He honestly told me, man, I would like to give you the jersey, man, but I can't. I can't. I knew and understand it. See, people don't understand when they get them jerseys away, them guys are solidified with their money. They pay for them jerseys. When they give them to you, them jerseys are not free to them. So I understood when he said, no, I can't give you the jersey. But he gave me the sleeve on his arm, and just like a dodo, I lost the sleeve the same night, you know what I'm saying? Or it would have been up here on my wall right here next to Julius, you know what I'm saying, sleeve. But man, I love and appreciate everything that was going on with the organization, with the Knicks, and nobody can't get mad, you know, about even the OG contract. That contract was something that Leon had to do. This is the one time that I know that James Dolan has somebody that's only going to spend the money that if it's necessary, you're not going to spend it just to spend the money. And we needed to spend that OG money because you needed to bring them back. You can't give away two young wolves and only keep them for a rental and not keep them amongst this team. So that money needed to be spent. And one thing I can say about Leon, he only spend money when it's necessary. You either earn it or you deserve it. One of those two. And we do know that OG, he deserves that money on his skill set and what he brings to the table. And so is Brunson going to deserve it. And whatever they're going to do with Julius, you know what I'm saying? And whatever they're going to do with Mikal, you know what I'm saying? But one thing we can say is James Dolan does give people that money. He does not, hinder about pulling that money back from whoever. He always paid whoever he need to pay. But the thing about with Leon paying, he's paying that money in the right direction. So James Dolan need to give a little bit more props and respect, you know what I'm saying, as far as what he's doing, what he's trying to build, and you know what I'm saying, hiring the right personnel to handle his business as far as the New York Knicks. He don't get enough love. Everybody just want to throw, all the old scenarios. How about throw up the scenario when he paid for David Stern's funeral? How about that? You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know about that. You know what I'm saying? James Dolan has done some good, but we continue on constantly trying to let the bad things override so the good things can't come in. This is a seesaw. When you get on a seesaw, the one that is more heavier is down on earth. The other one is up and they flying. They don't know what's going on. I want the heavy side, you know what I'm saying, so we can seesaw this battle, man. But I see y'all wanted to go off, man. I wanted to come hang out with y'all for a
Nah, I just got
full-fledged.
one quick question. Just one
Go
quick
ahead.
question since you talked about free agency. I mean, we're into free agency today, actually.
Mhm.
And
Right.
you said you talked about Hartenstein. Do you see any moves that the Knicks would make if Hartenstein were to walk?
Oh, yeah, they're going to make a move. They got to solidify that spot. They got
But
to
with who though?
solidify. It's a few things you could do out there. Plum Mason, he's out there. You know, it's some things you can't do. Drummond is out there. It's some things that you can't do. You know what I'm saying? That can solidify, and somebody else is going to be happy because they're going to know they have an opportunity to come in and fill that role, fill that gap. Oh, they missing Hartenstein. This is my opportunity for me to prove myself, not only to them, but prove to the ones that didn't want to give me that open door for me to show what I can showcase on the floor. So I believe in Leon. Leon is going to make it right. Whatever he chooses to do, I believe in Leon. Leon Rose and his staff, and that's leading to the to the coaching staff. Shout out to Maurice Cheeks being here. Shout out to JB Bickerstaff. He got that job over there in Detroit. And shout out to all who got that job over there in Cleveland. Because what that means to me, Johnny Bryant is still here. So I got three intelligent minds on the side of that, you know what I'm saying, on that bench now. I ain't got a bunch of laptop dudes and dudes chewing bubble gum and all that type stuff. I got some minds over here, especially when you add Mo Cheeks up under Tibbs and with Johnny Bryant, that solidifies me, man. We in good space right here.
Okay. So you happy as a Knicks fan? You gonna watch Summer League?
Summer League, I plan to get there. Right after I come back from my vacation, me and my family, we going on vacation next week. I'm trying to get there to the league, but if I don't get there, I'm going to be watching all the Summer League. I like everything we got. And I got a Jayhawk on my team, too. A Jayhawk. Yeah, Kansas. I'm a Kansas Jayhawk, man. Man, where my jersey?
Michigan State in
It's
basketball for me. Michigan
huh?
State, Mateen Cleaves. Mateen Cleaves and Michigan State, Mo Peterson. That
Yeah.
that was me, man. I picked them to win a championship
The
before
Flintstones, huh?
anybody. Yeah. My dad was like, nah, because this is what happened real quick. The NCAA tournament was happening. Like, I never seen the game. And I always liked Michigan State because
Right.
of Tom Izzo. So I told my dad, I was like, yo, Dad, pick Tom Izzo. He's like, for real? I was like, yeah, this is the year. They went to the finals. My dad said, you know what? I'm the only one in my bracket from work, from other brackets that have Michigan State that's not from Michigan. He ended up winning.
Right.
He won like I think it was like $7,000. Check this out. Guess what he said to me when it came time to collect? I was like, oh, we're going to get some money. He's like, I give you an allowance, right? I'm like, what? He's like, I allow you to live here rent free. I allow you to eat my food. I allow you to watch my TV. I allow you to use my bathroom. So I'm allowing you to continue my free substances while I enjoy my money. I was
Hey,
like, thanks, Dad. But ever since then, I've been Michigan State.
and he gave you the Denzel conversation in the movie Fences. When he was talking to his son, let him know what I do. Hey, shout out to the dads, man. Shout out to his dads,
Yeah.
man. Every day
And,
is a
and,
Father's Day.
and 4th of July is coming up, guys. Shout out to the vets as well, man. Give up to
Yes,
the
shout
vets.
out to the vets, man.
Hey, man, that's all I have for you pretty much. So I
No
don't know what
doubt,
else
man.
is. So we can end it.
I mean, that's on you, man.
All right,
Hey,
cool.
I'm good. I'm good, man. Hope everybody else is good. Shout out to AD. You know what I'm saying? I know if he ain't won't here today or whatever, he's doing something majorly. It's time for me to call him. Yo, AD, I'm going to call you. I need a loan.
He probably got an update on the free agency. That's why he probably on the phone right now. He like,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So you guys go New York, go New York, go, and I'll
Go
see you
New
guys
York.
later. Peace.
Peace.